Hi Alison, hi Din. Hi Tam, hi Kate, hi Judy, hi Marie, hi Jane, hi Andrea, hi Deanne, hi David and Wendy, hi MJ, hi KZ, hi Maple. Haven't seen you for a while, Maple. Hi Michelle. How are we today? I hope we're all well. Hi Susan. We've just got over 3 minutes to go. Hi Carol, how are you doing this morning? It's a bit warm. I don't know why it's so warm on the West Bank today. It's supposed to be cooler today. I'm not quite sure what's going on. From Singapore. Wow. It's on my to-do list, actually, Singapore, at some point. I don't know when, but one day. 1 a.m. Maple. You're so hardcore. You really are. I get to 8:30 in the evening. That's it. I'm done. Definitely not warm in Manchester. I look forward to finding out. I'll be coming back to the UK soon for a little bit. Oh, you can have it with abundance, honestly. We've had enough. We've had enough of warm weather here, I tell you. We're looking forward to a little bit of winter. We've been desperate for winter for some time. Oh, bless you. Thank you, Maple. So just got 2 minutes to go. Look, you see him. Here he comes, look. He's always stalking. Look, he's looking like an ancient Egyptian pharaoh this morning with his thingy on his head. Look. What, Kevin Amanda? No. Only if they ask. So I'll go get a ticket. Shall I? Are you going to go outside or not? I want to give you a tip for today. Oh, thank you, George. That's really kind of you. Thank you so much. I hope we live up to your expectations. Mesh. Okay. قولي هو عايز فلوس ولا تذكر مكتبه عايز فلوس؟ He likes to think he's the life of the party. He really does. It's so funny. Hi, Wanderer. Hi, Yen. Hi, Yelka. Yelka, is that? Hi, Monica. Hi, Alison. How are we today? Okay, just 20 seconds to go. Oh, I hope you enjoy it. This is a really simple one, but do, if you can, join me for walking the Nile at 12 o'clock today, because that's always an epic one. I love that one too. So let's get started. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Egypt. Welcome to Luxor. And welcome to my tour. My name is Lesley Hammam, and I'm going to be your tour guide for the next 30 minutes as I take you around the village of Qarnah. Okay, so we're going to talk about the relocation of the village, and we might even get to see a little bit of the tombs. Disclaimer, when we get to the tombs, I might not be able to go all the way in, or we might not get a good reception, because obviously tombs are underground in mountains, so it does have a bit of an effect on the actual reception of the area. So sometimes we can lose signal a little bit, or the signal can go a bit dodgy. So just a word to the wise, so you understand if I do disappear, that is why, okay? But hang on for me, because I will be back. So you probably noticed that I have an English accent. It's because I'm actually from the UK originally, but moved out to Egypt 23 years ago, nearly 24 next July, and I've lived here ever since, really. I absolutely love it. I love the slow pace of the city, of the country itself, and the people. But if you want to know more about that, I've got an Ask Me Anything tour on Friday next week, so come along to that and you can ask me anything there. I do like a bit of banter, and if you've got any questions that you'd like to ask, please do ask. If I don't see the questions the first time round, do ask them again just in case I missed them the first time round, and I will try and catch those answers for you. And I've got some lovely people that help me as well along the way if I miss something. Too late to go back. Yes, it is. So without further ado, let me turn you round so you can see this village. So welcome to Qarnah. Now this village is over 200 years old. The settlers actually came here 200 years old and actually built their houses on top of the archaeology. So there was lots of tombs and temples underneath the villages. Now Qarnah is one of 7 settlements in the area, and you can see a few of the taken down buildings in the distance, and when we go up the hill you'll be able to see an awful lot more. Now these are all made out of mud brick, and it's like a bit of a higgledy-piggledy area where the houses, there's no rhyme or reason to the way the houses have been built. They've just been built up, and extra houses have been put on, or extra floors have been put on, depending on what the family's needs were. So this is how they have been actually put together. So it's quite an interesting way of how things are done here. Now we are on the west bank of the River Nile. Luxor is actually 400 miles south of Cairo, so we are actually standing in one of the biggest open-air museums in the world here on the west bank of the Nile, right underneath the mountain of Thebes, which is where the big necropolis for like 400 tombs can be found. You can see from here we've got the Ram Museum in the distance over there, and also the brand new discovery of the Golden City that you probably may have heard an awful lot about is just over the far side. I don't know if you can see it from here. We might have to go up. You can see Habri Temple there in the distance, and you can see an awful lot of work going on there in the distance there. So this bit here is where the Golden City was found. When we go up the hill a little bit, we'll be able to see a little bit more. So it is said that Qarnah was actually, the families were actually like tomb robbers. And because of the tomb robbers, they actually knew where the value of all the antiquity underneath their feet. So this is why they actually built their houses on top of the tombs. And we're going to get a bit of a look at how that actually goes now. Everything as we go up. So this is one of the tombs here. And as you can see how there's actually a house on top of here. Now we're going to try and go down. As I said, I don't know what the reception is going to be like, so fingers crossed it'll be good. So this is the tomb of Amenhotep. He was a herdsman of Amun-Ra, so part of the Ramesside period, which is Ramses II or Ramses the Great, as you know him. But there's actually 2 tombs here. And then we have this one here, Divine Father of Soviet Chapel. So we're going to go down. صورة تمام صح؟ صورة تمام صح؟ This is the entrance to the tombs, and you can see in the door jambs. Let's see if we can go inside. Let me see if I can get you in to have a look. I'm not quite sure how close we can go inside. We've still got quite a good reception at the moment, but it can just drop out all of a sudden. So this is one of the tombs of the nobles here. Look at this. Look at the colours on the walls. Yeah, they would be the baddies of the book because they're all considered tomb robbers, which is hilarious. You can see the Tree of Life with Isis and the Tree of Life there. Look at that. Actually, we've got really good reception in here today. Look at the different colours on the wall. Isn't it beautiful? And then there's no point in us going in the back of there because this is where the mummy would have been found in the back. And then the Horus. When was this excavated? The first excavation started in the early parts of the 1900s. That's when most of this happened. But we didn't know this was here until after 2006, when they actually finally managed to get everybody to move off and out of the houses, which I'll explain a little bit more in a little bit. Oh, the reception is starting to dip a little bit. You can see it's only a small tomb, but it is beautifully coloured. This is what I love about the tombs of the nobles. Now this is a bit of a different one as well. Bear with me a second. My legs aren't working very well today. See, so we have this here. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And we'll go in. First time I've actually managed to get a camera in here. It's amazing. Look at the colours there. Absolutely incredible. You're so lucky, guys, that I can get a reception in here. This is incredible. This is why I love the Valley of the Nobles so much, because of all the colours. Beautiful. Let's ice this over the mummy. Bring my hand this way. Isn't it beautiful? And when we go out the other side, also you can take a picture of the sign that's representing the tomb, so you can do a bit of research on this particular noble a bit later on. It's beautiful. There you go. So, I've still got more to see. Let's go. Look enough. Beautiful. Lovely. Take a picture of the post. Picture of the post there. Hopefully we're just waiting to see. Hold on, I can't remember where the road is. So we're going to go up now, up towards the houses to the top. Come up here. So with me, guys, I won't be able to see your questions for a minute because the sun's on my screen. You know what, I went on a 35-kilometre hike yesterday. My legs aren't particularly with me today, so you have to excuse my sluggishness as I go up. As you can see here, these are the bottoms of people's houses that have been taken down. Now, the Ministry of Antiquity tried to get the people to leave here, the villages and settlements, in the early part of the 1940s. And in 1946, the famous Egyptian architect Hassan Fatih was asked if he would build a cost-effective village area for all the people so they could move them. And he was actually allocated 50 acres of land to do that. Now, what happened was, he started the project, got 1 acre actually done, and then there was, in 1946, there was actually an upheaval in politics and financial problems within the country, so then they had to stop the building work. Now, there's over 900 families that needed to be relocated during that time, but because of the upheaval, they couldn't relocate all of them. And it was only when they took the families to have a look at the houses, the families actually said, we don't like it, we're not going to move. So only 130 of the families relocated out of the 900 families that had to be moved. And it wasn't until 2006 that the government finally got their way. After they rebuilt a whole new village, they built 200 houses. 2,000 houses, and those 2,000 houses were meant to house 20,000 people. Now, you can understand that most of them didn't want to move. They were a bit upset about having to move, and a lot of the families say it was one of the worst things they did was moving off the mountain. But most of that will be due to the fact that they couldn't actually steal a lot of the antiquities that were still left to have underneath. You're getting weird vibes, Maple. How come? Hi, if you've just joined. Sorry about my heavy breathing. Nothing like it today. Yeah, 2006 was when they were actually moved properly. It's not about the fact that they were living on top of tombs. I mean, they didn't really seem to bother about that. It was the fact of what you could find under the tombs, which was actually or in the tombs, that was actually really important. You've got the Ram Museum over there in the distance, and then the new statues that have been erected to Amenhotep III, and then we have the Merenptah temple. So from up here, you've got beautiful views. So can you imagine living up here? It'd be quite stunning, really, right? And then we have Habu temple over the far side. So the views from up here are absolutely breathtaking. And then we still have this living museum, really. I'm going to try and go into a third tomb, so bear with me. Hopefully the reception will stay good. But you can really get a sense of how this was. So this is Amenhotep, or called Hoi, or Hugh, and he was viceroy for a victory of Kush, governor of the Southland. So he was actually quite important in the area of Amenhotep V to Tutankhamun's time. So he was quite an important person. And as you can see, look how the house is built over the top of the tomb. So he'd be able to get into the tomb through a secret passage under his house. Shukran again. Hard enough, sir. Whoa, is it? Hold on, go on in. That's me. Hopefully we'll be okay for reception. So if you have a look at the ceiling, look at the ceiling. It's almost like a representation of reed carpeting. It is a lot cooler inside the mountain, actually, so it's quite nice when you come into the tomb, because you do get a lot cooler. We have some of the hieroglyphics. There's not much left on the walls here, because what they used to do is they used to chip away big pieces and then sell it to the tourists. So like in the London Museum, there you can actually go and see parts of the walls of tombs that have actually been found and then saved. And it's beautiful. You can see all the damage that's in here. And there we go. Really impressed by my reception today. You're very, very lucky, guys. You really are. Okay, I'll try and go down here a little bit, but I'm not promising we'll stay in one piece. There we go. In here, you can see the pits where they found the mummies. So we've got the mummy pits there. And then the back of the tomb, that's all that's left of the statue that was in here. And then we have another hole there where the mummy would have been found. So the mummies would have been housed in the ground inside these holes there. But as you can see, there's hardly any decoration. They'd plastered it, ready for decoration, but they hadn't actually finished it. So whether he died before they actually managed to finish his tomb, I wouldn't be able to say. But this is what the feeling is that we get from in here. It's slightly unfinished, which is a real shame. And you can see how the plaster was on the wall. It's a mummy in the British Museum. I'm not quite sure if they found his body, actually, because don't forget, an awful lot of the nobles' mummies were actually used in medicines. They actually went to the Orient and they used to grind up the mummies, and they used to use them in teas and things, which sounds awful, doesn't it? But that's what they used to do with an awful lot of the mummified bodies. Yeah, I know, right? It's awful. I'm going to try and go down here because we're starting to lose reception a little bit, but I'll try and come down here a little bit for you. I think if I can get down here, there's a really fascinating scene. I think it's in this tomb. Hold on. You see the little boy and his mother there, which is really cool. A real snapshot of the real life of the Egyptian people. This is what I love about the tombs of the nobles. Absolutely amazing. I'll have the actual, get a whole view of that there. Let's take it back up again. Right, my gimbal's having a fit. It's going, what are you doing? And then over here. The walls here are just incredible, aren't they? Hi, Deborah. You come just at the right time. You see here, those are gold, that is. So those are gold ringlets here. So gold and perfume here, look. And spices. We've got spices there. Absolutely stunning. It's just such a shame that a lot of it hasn't survived. I've got a barge there with a boat. Morning, Terry. There we go. And again, you have this beautiful, look at that. Isn't that stunning? So much nicer than in the Valley of the Kings, in my humble opinion, as it's worth what it's worth. It is so much nicer than the Valley of the Kings. It's amazing. There we go. Get a good snapshot of that. Morning, Trudy. Is it Truth D? I hope that's how you say your name. And then go back to this again so you can have another. Look how intricate that is. You can see the snakes, the cobras there. Absolutely stunning. And then again, one last look for those of you who've just joined. We're really lucky today because my reception is behaving itself, so we're able to get inside the tomb today, which is just amazing. Usually we can't get in here because the reception falls out. I just changed my network just recently, so I think that has something to do with it. There you go. Look at those. It's really nice. This isn't one of the better tombs. This isn't one of the not, you know, it's a lovely tomb, but it's and it really does give you a sense of what the time was like. Thank you, Dean. But as I said, there are some spectacular tombs in the Valley of the Nobles, really, really amazing ones. There. Absolutely stunning. شكرا لا نشوف هنا بس ما فيش لون صح هنا وين هنا صح. You can see all this is just pointing out. This is what I love about Temple Guardians, because they actually, Tomb Guardians, they know more than I do, so they know where the best shots are. Thank you, Maple. Tam, these are actually tombs of noblemen, so people that were actually held high positions within the Egyptian government at the time. Oh, he's going to take us down. Hopefully we'll keep reception. Hold on a second. Fingers crossed we keep reception. Yeah, better. شكرا. We've got a bit shy, I guess. Then just lost reception and deal with it. So I went to do that. They're getting cloudy, you know, priests and things like that. Shukran, Khalis. They would have had tombs. They would have had the resources and the money to be able to have tombs built for them. So this is one thing that was really important. So the one thing, as I was saying about the Valley of the Nobles, is it really gives you a snapshot of what real Egyptian life was like and what the people were like, which is really quite important for the time. Minda? So again, we have, you can see the different houses. Now, if you can imagine, now when I came 23 years ago, there was still quite a lot here. So all this was like alabaster shops and papyrus institutes and things like that, because the villages were actually a self-sufficient village. So they were really, really good at being able to make money for themselves. So what they did was, they would actually, it didn't matter that the government tried to put them off by not giving them sanitation and plumbed in water systems. They actually just They actually just said, right, we're going to live here whether we like it, whether you like it or not. And literally, and that's exactly what they did. They brought, every morning they would have a cart that would bring water up to the houses, and then they would have a cart that would go down with their wastewater. And this is another reason why they needed to get the people off the side of the mountain, because there was a lot of water seepage going on into the tombs. So it was actually destroying all the decoration inside the tombs. Yeah, so before that, before the people built on it, the tombs were already here, Tam. So they were already here, and the villagers actually built on top so they could actually dig down into the tombs without anybody knowing. They got their water from down below. So if you go down to where the green line is there, there's all plumbed in water there. So there would be taps that they would go, and they would go and grab their water in their water butts every day. And then they would bring it up by donkey and cart every morning. So every morning it was like a practice, and you would always see this. So there'd be a man going around with water, and then he'd get bang on his water drum to tell you that he was coming, and then you'd go out and siphon off water from the tank to get the water that you needed for that day. And then there'd be another guy that would go around banging on his tank, and then he would actually say, okay, you want me to take the water away? Great. And then he would take the water away. So that's what they did. And that was every single day. But as I was saying, so even in the flat area, which is here, there used to be houses built on there. So there was houses everywhere. Now, our hope is that they're going to keep this village as it is. So you can actually see what it looked like before they moved the villagers. So as I said, in 2006 was when they actually finally moved them. And they went... and then they were moved into the new village, which was Qarnah, the second Qarnah, or Qarnah 2 they called it. Qarnah Merai, by the way, means mountain of the horn. Okay, so mountain of the horn. So that's what we're standing on now. And as I said, there were 7 more settlements, and the settlements actually went all along the west bank here as far as the end mountain down the bottom. So the mountain down the bottom is where they actually went to. How does one become? Well, they become temple guardians because they've lived here all their lives. So they automatically got the job because they've lived here all their lives. So they know the area, they know the places, they know where the tombs are. So they like to keep them close. I know it sounds a bit strange, but they like keep them close because they know what's going on. Now, in the distance here, you can actually see the Colossus of Memnon as well. That was a whole mortuary temple area dedicated to Amenhotep III, and that was all this area would have been mortuary temple for him. So it was a really, really big area. Yeah. So we're going to go up a little bit higher so we can get a bit more of a view from up. Where do the guardians live now? They actually live, most of them live down here in the bottom, here on the green bits there. They've got houses there. And there's a new village which is about 7 kilometres from here, where the new village that was built specially for them is. So we're going to go up a bit more. I'm sure. So if you want to have a look at these, aren't they cute? These are all handmade bits and pieces. This boy's following me in hopes that I might buy something, which I might, you never know. But these are all handmade by the local ladies. Aren't they cute? There's a little camel there. The camel or yeah. And then we've got the lady dolls as well. Look a little bit like voodoo dolls, I think, but they're quite cool, aren't they? So he's going to follow me to see if I'll buy something from him later on. They are lovely. Every time I come out, I always buy something. I end up broke at the end of these tours, you know. There's always so many things that I like to take home. Can you see how the houses were actually up right into the mountain just here? Right up flush with the hillside. And we're going straight up. We're going to go see a lovely lady at the top of the hill here. Is it dålig? It's McGee. Okay, this is Mahmoud who's coming up with me this morning. I'm going to go and see. This is the last lady living on this hillside. All the other families have gone, but this lady's saying, I ain't moving. You can take me down when I'm dead, and then you can do what you like with my house. So she's decided she's not moving. for the tea in China, which I respect. I think that's amazing. صباح الخير. أيامنا كويس. صباح الخير. صباح الخير. أيامنا أنتي تمام؟ الحمد لله كويسة كده. أيامنا إيه ده؟ الحمد لله. So this is where they live up here, and you can see they've got a magnificent view from up here. It's quite cool. I would love to hear Safi's stories of clambering over the mountains as a boy. he never really did. He was like a bit of a coward, really. But he does say that he used to play with Nefertiti's head when he was a child. So the stories this lady could tell us are absolutely incredible. Absolutely amazing. Can you just look at the view she's got from her house? Very, very simple living that we have up here. So we have the bread oven over there. We have the donkey's house over there. And the wonderful thing, the amazing thing about the donkeys is they know exactly how to get up here. Look, Mr. Slow's coming up now. The donkeys know how to get up here. So when they get down the bottom of the road there, they let the donkey go, and the donkey just brings himself all the way up to the top because he knows exactly where he lives. It's incredible, absolutely incredible how to get up here. Yeah, they've managed to siphon some electricity, but it's often a legal supply. Oh, I will, don't worry. I've already said that. When it was coming up, I was telling her that, we're really happy to be here because we were actually stopped from coming up here for a while. And what I always do, because, they live from hand to mouth, this family. They do everything as much as they can naturally. But what I'd like to do is when I come up here, I leave them a little bit of something to say thank you, because they always make tea and just make us feel really welcome. And the fact that we've not actually been able to come up here and tell their story because we've been banned from coming up here for so long, it's just been a bit sad. So it's actually taken money out of their mouth, which makes me really, really sad. Because these are a family that actually worth it. Madame, تمام الشوفة حمار ولا ممكن شكرا. We're just going to go and have a look at their beautiful donkeys because they've got some beautiful donkeys up here. And look, it's all built in the side of the mountain. Look at this. Isn't this incredible? Look, they've got part of the temple there. There's a temple stone there. And then this is where their donkeys are here. And this is like their animal pen up here. Right in the side of the mountain, and look, there's a shaft up here. Look at that, see what I mean about living with temple pits and things everywhere. He said hello. Hi, donkey here. Isn't he cute? Hi. Have you got food for me? Because I'm hungry. Aren't they beautiful? Amazing, right? So look, so they have a temple shaft in there. So they've got a tomb. There's a tomb underneath their house. So you can understand why they don't want to move. What's down there? I'm not going to look because snakes and things, so I'm not going to go in there. But you can see why the families wouldn't want to move because, they would have found an awful lot of antiquity. They would have sold it to with travellers that wanted a piece of Egypt, to take a piece of Egypt away. You're talking in the 1800s, early 1900s, where Egyptomania took place. And this is how they managed to make so much of their money at the time. But I do love this old lady because she refuses to move at all costs, which I think is incredible. And then we have the bread oven over there. And then we've got all these like date palm bread things outside the house here. And this is basically where they come to sleep at night time. They come outside and they come and sleep outside at night. No, not worried about the mummy's curse. No rent to pay, no, because it belongs to them. It belongs to them. And they've been here for over 200 years, so why should they move? No, in effect, why should they move? They've been here for such a long time. And if you can see we've got 5 kilometres here of this green belt, and then the River Nile is just after there. Okay, so that's it, guys. That is the tour of Qarnah this morning, or the relocation of the people of Qarnah. I hope you've enjoyed the tour with me this morning and the impromptu little trip up the mountain. It's always so much fun. I love coming up here. So thank you very much for joining me today. Don't forget, I will be on the walking trail again this afternoon, taking you along the River Nile. So we'll be talking about all things Nile. I've got a few other interesting facts for you if you've been before. And so I hope you'll join me then. That's 12 o'clock my time, so 11 o'clock UK time. So do join me for that. Let me just see if you've got any questions because it's really bright. Oh, thank you guys. And thank you so much for your gratitude. It always means so, so much to us. It humbles us greatly, and it helps us give back to the communities a little bit, and also helps us find more interesting tombs and go further and do much, much more for you to bring this wonderful country and the different aspects of this country to you. So thank you very much for that. Don't forget, at 4 o'clock this afternoon, Egyptian time, 3 o'clock UK time, Safi's going to be in Qarnah Temple, and he's got a bit of a surprise for you because they've actually done an awful lot of restoration within the temple. So we have so many beautiful colours to bring to you in the hyperstyle hall, which is going to be amazing. And don't worry, I'll come with him so he doesn't forget. Because, you know, man. Shukran hag. So thank you very much, guys, for coming. Have a great day. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I hope to see you all again later on today. And thanks again for coming. Don't worry if you can't leave any gratitude. No shame at all. If you could leave a review, that would be absolutely amazing. Don't forget, next week also I have 3 new tours to bring to you. Number 1, we're going to be going on a semi-silent tour of Luxor Museum. Number 2, I'm going to be taking you for a wander around the banana field. Number 3, you can come with me on Friday night with a nice glass of red, and you can ask me anything. So you can ask me anything about my life here in Egypt, how we ended up here, what we do, where we came from, how we find Egypt, anything Egypt related you can ask in that tour as well. So I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Stay safe wherever you are. I'm just going to give you one more panoramic view of the beautiful Theban hills here and the beautiful River Nile River Valley. And then get to see a bit of the Habu temple in the background there, which is always one of my favourite things to see. Oh, fabulous. I look forward to seeing you then. Have a great day, guys. Hopefully see you a bit later on. Take care. Love to all. Take care. Bye for now.